I think, as Mr. Canigallo said, going to council, if you can be there, is a great thing. Those of you who can make council committee meetings, there are committees meeting constantly, and they do a lot of the important work of the city. And letting them know that they are being watched and that it is expected that they will do the business of the city, that's important. Letters to the editor, don't underestimate those. Your letter may not show up, may not appear. For whatever reason, letters to the editor tend to get lost. But the word gets out that they're coming in. And if following this event, for example, some 10 or 15 of you were all to write letters just saying, we really would like City Council to allow the City Solicitor, the City Manager, the City Administration to get on with the business of the city and stop trying to redo the election of 2007 until it comes out the way they want it, that would be a good thing. Word would get out. Word on the street, don't discount that. The so-called buzz. How many times have each of you heard, wow, there's this rumor going around, it really sounds pretty dramatic. You find yourself repeating it, not vouching for it, but just saying it's something you heard. And before long it comes back to you. Someone else has heard it. Don't be afraid to say, I think that City Council and the City Administration need to focus on the business of the city and stop trying to prolong a political process. The political process that brings people into office is legitimate, and it's one of the underpinnings of our society. You know, it helps us select our leaders and our public servants. Once that process has resulted in that selection, though, at the local level at the very least, I think we'd all like to see it at the federal level, but at the local level very least, that political process needs to be put on hold until the next election. And we all need to remember that we're all citizens of the same area, we all have interests in common, we all have needs in common, and it's time to focus on those. Get that message out to as many people as you can. And I think the ongoing expressions of indignation that there are people who have no regard for the vote you cast in the last election, that needs to get out as well.
I have a point that I want to make.
Yes, Ann?
I read the charter, and I read about what if the solicitor's job was to be vacated, if they succeed in getting you out of office. I think, because I've been talking to people and I told them what the charter says, and they don't believe me.
Oh, City Council selects the new solicitor.
Yeah, people, they're like, they can't do that. I'm like, yes, they can. I said, it's up to council to appoint someone. Who do you think they would appoint, and who in their right mind would run in the next election after seeing what you've been, you know?
There is that too, folks. There's a lot more at stake here than Mike Franklin. I'm going to be fine whatever happens. But your city government is very much in crisis here. If someone who's lived in this city since 1981 and has the qualifications for their job and goes out, goes door to door and talks to people and gets elected, can't hold office because a very small group of people don't want him to hold office, what does that say for our future? What does that say for the legitimacy of our city government? Anyone else? I'm going to turn it back over to Dave.
Pretty much sums up the rally here, but before I quit talking, there's a couple of points I want to make. On behalf of the Asheville Citizens for Progress, we want to thank all of you for coming. We appreciate you coming here and showing your support for Mr. Franklin and for support of Progress. I want to thank Oscar for allowing us to come in here. This is not the only rally we're going to have. I think this is a wonderful idea. It's great to see so many people here. We need to have more community rallies, and we will be scheduling some. We'll figure out with our group whether we do it every 2 or 3 months. I think it's a great idea. It's a great forum to hear how things are going from this end of the City Hall. The other thing, what you can do when you leave here, we would like as many of you to come to City Council meeting tomorrow night as can show up. We want City Council chambers to look like this room. We need to send a message, enough is enough. We want the city to move forward. We want progress. We don't want these games being played anymore. No more. We want to take our city back, and we want good things to happen. I have one. Do you have another word?
My wife has just given me a signal, and I may be crazy, but I'm not stupid. My wife has been telling me for months that what she would like to see me do, gee, there's something new, is that she thinks that I should go out to all the wards, and I should have a meeting in each ward in some kind of a hall or some kind of a public area, and to have the people from that ward come in and scream and yell at me, basically. And I'm willing to do that. I have no idea what day of the week this is going to be, but just as a show of hands, I don't know how many different of the wards you all represent, but is this something you'd like to see? And if you say no, all right, if you would like to do that, or you'd like to see that, then Mrs. McFarland and I will, she thought you could get out of this. We will start to put together this, and we'll do it in each ward. And the reason why I asked the question, other than the fact that this is my wife's idea, we meet once a month down on Walnut Boulevard in the neighborhood. Walnut Boulevard has a neighborhood watch group. I don't know if any of you in other neighborhoods have thought about this, but the one on Walnut Boulevard is very successful. And we were there last week, and there were like 45, 50 people showed up. They all live on Walnut Boulevard, or one click over. And we discussed what's going on in the city and what their concerns are, and how we can make changes. But if there are enough of you who will attend these, then I will hold them. And I don't mean it was facetious when I said it was a complaint session. If you have ideas about what we should be doing, you're just as smart and as intelligent and well-rounded as we are in the city, and we would appreciate those. So since you have aligned yourself with my wife, for which I will never forgive you, we'll start setting that up. Thank you.